14.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a Joplin resident is on the search for a book that holds a special place in her heart.
Also, investigations are underway after a cargo ship collides with the Baltimore Bridge.
We've got ourselves a cold start to the day, but it is going to be a bit warmer out there. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowe.
I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 a.m. on this Wednesday morning. It's hump day, halfway through the week, and for a lot of folks, tomorrow is their Friday.
Yes.
Because Good Friday is this Friday,
Absolutely.
Easter on Sunday. A lot of students and some offices, some businesses will be closed on Friday. So and it's going to be really nice heading into this weekend.
Yeah, great weekend ahead.
Absolutely, it's going to be gorgeous. We'll talk about all that a little later, but we've got a story here where maybe even you at home can help. Absolutely.
A former Joplin resident is trying to locate an accidentally donated book.
The illustrated book is about dinosaurs, and it holds a very special place in her heart. KOAM's Fernanda Silva tells us why.
Why are you looking for this book now, and why is it so important for you?
This was something that I could, cherish. It's just, sorry, I'm emotional about it, but it's just, I don't have a lot to hang on to of my life in general.
Like many others, Ashley Arthur lost most of her childhood memories in the Joplin tornado. Just a couple of years ago, trying to fill that void, she was gifted a kid's dinosaur book.
Dad was kind of trying to give that back to us, or back to me, so we could still look and see a childhood book that we had.
But the book got lost. Arthur unintentionally donated it to Second Chances in Joplin in the Christmas of 2022.
The store says they tried helping find the book, but it wasn't anymore at their location. So there are 2 paths the book could have taken. It could have been purchased by a client here, but it could also have been donated to Salvation Army.
Without knowing where the book's now, Arthur went to social media to try to locate the item. She wants to find it, especially now when her dad is dealing with some challenging times.
He's just recently been, diagnosed with cancer and is going through his treatments. It's like, I don't expect him to leave anytime soon, but I just would like to have that in my possession.
For Arthur, a priceless possession. In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Arthur says she doesn't remember the name of the book, but it has a picture of a T-Rex on the front with an orange background. It also has an inscription on the inside cover written by her father.
Now, if you think you might have that book, contact our reporter, Fernanda Silva. And you can do so by going to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. So if you've got some kids' books at home, if you do a little thrifting every so often, take a look. You might have something that holds more value than you might ever know.
I hope she finds that book.
Certainly do. And hopefully the story gets to folks and maybe somebody out there has that book at home.
Absolutely.
Well, we've got ourselves a relatively decent day out there. A quick look outside. Our camera on top of the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. Looking pretty good this morning. Got a great sunrise. Just a couple of clouds here and there. MoDOT camera 20th and range line looking back to the north. Looking great as well. The only issue is it is very cold. And we've got these freeze warnings. Went into effect yesterday and they'll continue through 10 o'clock this morning across the area. So do be aware of that. Now tonight could get pretty cold again. We're talking low 30s, maybe some upper 20s. So we'll keep an eye out for any additional maybe freeze warnings or frost advisories that could potentially go into effect. So if you have some outdoor vegetation, do be aware of that. Right now in Joplin, it is 26. It is 25 in Pittsburgh. Looking great in both locations out there. Temperatures around the region, not bad. I mean, it could be a lot worse. We know how the seasons go around here, and we've had some pretty cold temperatures even into April. So we're talking low, mid, and upper 20s across the region. A light north breeze out there, so considerably better than what we've seen here lately. We're going to have mostly clear skies. Again, maybe a stray cloud or two. Otherwise, abundant sunshine. And thanks to that sunshine, we are going to see temperatures a bit warmer. We're talking low to mid 50s out there, so about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, about 5 or 6 degrees cooler than normal. We're on the uptick, though, with these temperatures. They're going to continue to warm as we head into the holiday weekend. We'll talk about that, plus some thunderstorm chances we're keeping an eye on here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. The Missouri State Treasurer announces he will run for re-election. Vivek Malik took office as state treasurer in January 2023 by appointment from Governor Mike Parson. The Cape Girardeau transplant arrived from India in 2001 to attend college at Southeast Missouri State University. He says the job is about public service.
We have great results in the first year. I was a small business owner. I was an attorney with an attorney firm of 5 attorneys. I started as a solo practitioner, grew that firm to a 5-attorney firm, over 24 staff across 3 states. It's a passion for me to be in public service. I did not come here to get a job. I am here to do the job. The blessings I received in this country, it is time for me to pay back those blessings and pay those forward.
Malik met with Joplin residents yesterday during an event at the Holiday Inn. Well, some bad news for utility customers in Pittsburgh. Customers will once again see past due fees and service shutoffs if bills are not paid. Because of the cybersecurity incident the city experienced in September 2023, the utility department suspended late fees and shutoffs. The suspension gave customers additional time to settle their outstanding balances without the added financial burden of penalties. Yesterday, the city provided an update that included resuming late fees. Utility customers can learn more at KOAMNewsNow.com. Crowder College played host to a job fair and career expo yesterday. The event featured nearly 70 area businesses. This year, the college partnered with the Tri-State Human Resources Association to provide free services such as career coaching, elevator preparation, resume review and writing, interview etiquette, mock interviews, and networking tips.
You know, we open it up to anyone, and the reason we do that is there are a lot of employers who, let's say just take healthcare for example. They still need IT people, they still need business people, they still need management people, so not just nurses and doctors. So we try to open it up to everyone because lots of businesses have lots of different types of employee needs.
The event was open to the public. A community in mourning after a tragic shipping accident collapses a major bridge in Maryland Tuesday. But as investigations into the incident press on, local and national leaders are now warning of potential impacts to the economy and the national supply chain as the destroyed bridge blocks a high-volume port. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has the latest from Baltimore County.
Investigations into the catastrophic bridge collapse are just beginning, and as the search and rescue mission comes to an end, many are now concerned about the economic impact on this area and on the entire country.
We intend to give it our best effort to help these families find closure.
6 missing construction workers who were on the now destroyed Francis Scott Key Bridge are presumed dead after a massive cargo ship slammed into the structure early Tuesday. 2 other workers, part of a crew fixing potholes at the time of the accident, were rescued from the water.
We're doing our very best in some very difficult times and difficult conditions.
The ship reported losing its propulsion before the tragedy.
If a ship loses propulsion and steering, then it's really at the mercy of the wind and the current.
But as investigations continue, officials are concerned about the economic impacts of the collapse. The Port of Baltimore is the 9th busiest port in the country, handling massive shipments of cars and farming supplies, as well as serving as a terminal for several major cruise lines.
It affects many, many jobs.
President Biden promising the federal government will help fund the rebuilding process, as officials cite strategies to help the flow of goods and people throughout the busy area.
Our Maritime Administration will help with port, harbor, and supply chain operations. Our Federal Highway Administration will assist when it comes to the bridge itself and any ways that we can help ease roadway congestion.
With ship traffic in and out of the Port of Baltimore suspended indefinitely, cargo companies are now trying to figure out how to reroute hundreds of vessels to different ports up and down the East Coast. In Baltimore County, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Those are our top stories this half hour. Coming up next, Haven Rolling is in the studio this morning to share some insight on raising chickens and goats. And later, we'll hear how students found a way for people with Parkinson's to brush their teeth. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Welcome to Miss Daisy's, where style meets comfort. Style to your space. Come shop with us at Miss Daisy's Home and Decor and give your home the makeover it deserves.
Well, it's a Wildcat Wednesday, and we have a David Rolling joining us this morning, and she's here to share more about some upcoming workshops involving chickens and goats. Well, welcome to the morning show. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, so next Thursday at 6 p.m. we'll be having a backyard chicken and egg excellence workshop at the Pittsburgh Public Library.
How fun.
So this workshop will cover everything from raising chickens, what you need before you get your chickens, how to care for them, to once your chickens start laying eggs, sometimes you have an overabundance of eggs, so different ways that you can store those eggs for later use if you'd like to.
Wonderful. And so is this event open to all ages? To anyone? Is anyone welcome?
Yes, anyone is welcome. It is free to attend. All ages are welcome. It will last about an hour.
Okay.
So we'll get done somewhere around 7 o'clock. We do ask that you register just so we get an idea of how many people to expect.
And where can they go to do that?
Yeah, they can do that by visiting our website, wildcatdistrict.kstate.edu /homesteading series, or by calling our office at 620-331-2690.
Wonderful. And can you also talk to me about the goat workshop going on in a few
Yes,
weeks?
we also have a goat workshop coming up on April 18th. It also starts at 6 o'clock. And this will cover everything about the basics of raising goats. So if you just started or are interested in raising goats, this would be the perfect workshop to attend.
Wonderful. So along with learning about chickens and goats, what other life skills can, especially young kids, come and learn from you all?
Yeah, so we offer a lot of different programs. Of course, these workshops are focused on raising animals, so chickens and goats. So of course kids learn a lot of great skills and responsibilities through that. We also have the 4-H program that has projects from sewing and baking to rocketry, and there will be many different opportunities for kids to learn in those programs. And we always have some cooking camps and other opportunities throughout the summer for kids to participate in.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Be sure to check out those workshops. We'll have information on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Stick around. We'll have more after the break.
Our Touch for Wash app, open 24/7 at our Webb City and Carthage locations.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 7:17 on this Wednesday morning. Live look from our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Here comes the sun. A beautiful start to the day, and those few clouds we saw earlier are gone, but a few stray clouds will still be possible through the day. MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline also looking pretty good, and we're getting a little more daylight here from the KDOT camera on 69 just south of Pittsburgh, and we're getting a lot more daylight because it's not cloudy like it was yesterday, but it is cold. In fact, it's a little colder now than it was yesterday. As such, we have freeze warnings. These went into effect yesterday. They continue until 10 o'clock this morning across the entire area. And tonight, we'll talk about tonight, of course, but it's going to get cold again. So we may see some additional freeze warnings or potentially some frost advisories later today. So we'll keep an eye on that for you as well. And of course, if you've got outdoor vegetation, you're going to want to keep an eye on that as well. All right, outside, this is our camera 7th and Rangeline. There's the sun. Beautiful start to the day. Just wish it was a little warmer. 26. We do now have a wind chill of 19. And that's because you got that light north-northeast breeze at 6, but it's just enough to make it feel a little colder out there. Winds around the area, again, light out of the north, but again, enough to give us some wind chills. Otherwise, temperatures are in the low to mid to even upper 20s across the area. They haven't moved a lot yet, but as the sun rises and we get into the warmer parts of the day, we've got a pretty good day ahead of us. We're looking at sunny skies through the morning. Again, maybe a stray cloud or two. 40 by 11. As we head into the afternoon, we're going to be about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, but still a few degrees shy of where we should be as we go into the mid-50s out there with those mostly clear skies. Into tonight, mostly clear through the evening and overnight hours. We'll cool back once we lose that sunshine out there, and we'll make it down to the low 30s and maybe some upper 20s. So that's why if you got some outdoor vegetation maybe you took care of last night, might need to do it again tonight. Then as we look ahead, this is where some changes take place. Number one, two big changes. Number one, though, is the warmer weather. Take a look at this. And we're going to see some gusts up to 20 tomorrow out of the south-southwest. A bit breezier on Good Friday, 73. Take a look at Saturday, breezy again, 76. Easter. All right. I know a lot of people want to know. We're going to start the day, could have a few stray showers out there early in the morning. Shouldn't have an impact on anything unless you've got some very early morning Easter egg hunts out there. Otherwise, during the daytime hours, we're looking pretty good. Warm, bit breezy, 80 degrees out there. Then, late Sunday evening into the overnight hours and into Monday morning, we do have that chance for some thunderstorms. Some of those could be strong, potentially severe. So we're going to keep a very close eye on this system here as we go Sunday night into Monday morning. And these could be continuing into about this time on Monday morning. So something to keep an eye on. Could see some additional thunderstorms late Monday, and I'll turn into some showers early Tuesday. This system, though, does cool us back again, back into the 30s Monday night, upper 50s on Tuesday, but it is a brief cool down. A little briefer than this one that we're going through right now. We'll go back to the mid-70s by next Friday. So again, nice weather, warm, breezy heading into the weekend, and we're watching those thunderstorm chances Sunday and Monday. Let's check your forecast. We are back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
In Matt Cash on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Well, some Kentucky high school students have put a new spin on an old product.
Yeah, they've designed a new toothbrush to help people with unsteady hands like those with Parkinson's disease.
Patty Schneider is writing birthday cards for her nieces and nephews. That might not sound like a big deal, but
I have Parkinson's.
A disease that can cause tremors.
I do have tremors occasionally. And the reason I'm on the walker now is my balance is getting a little iffy at times.
It means something as simple as brushing your teeth is not that simple.
I'd had little tremors my adult life.
Schneider doesn't shake much, but she knows that her condition could always get worse.
It can be hard for people my age to understand what it means to get old. But for 4 high school students in Northern Kentucky, they took that as a challenge.
It's personal for student Reagan Farkas.
Because I have a lot of unsteadiness with my hands, so sometimes just simple things like missing my mouth when I'm eating or something like with a fork, or hitting my gums when I'm brushing my teeth.
Farkas imagined a toothbrush holder with a handle strap.
The idea is to make it so that you can't lose it, you can't drop it, easy to grasp, easy to control.
With a little help from 101-year-old Dwight Harris, Farkas and other students developed a prototype the residents here are testing.
It was an amazing experience. I'm very impressed with the girls.
The students aren't sure what's next for their project, but the people here at Magnolia Springs hope it can help people outside their community too.
And I appreciate you so very much.
Well, it's certainly a great invention to help the people dealing with that disease and battling through. It's great to see.
Oh yeah, and the fact that they're taking a toothbrush and making these changes. You know, people say don't reinvent the wheel. And that's true. It's as round as it's going to get, but you can always make it better.
Absolutely.
That's what they're doing.
Well, coming up, Netanyahu slams the UN's most recent peace proposal. Trey Yingst will share the latest.
And while we've got a very cold start to the day, it's going to be a bit warmer out there and warmer weather on the horizon. We'll take another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
For the ones you love, that's the value of ownership.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
And welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:28. I'm Elise Noe. Oklahoma Highway Patrol issues an update to a fatal crash report from last week. The crash occurred last Thursday afternoon on OK10. A northbound vehicle, one on OK10, failed to negotiate a curve and left the roadway, striking a guardrail. The vehicle then swerved to the left and collided with a southbound vehicle's boat and trailer. The northbound vehicle then departed the roadway to the left and came to rest. The southbound vehicle number 2's boat and trailer detached from the vehicle caught fire and burned. The passenger of the northbound vehicle, Patricia Crisp, died yesterday from injuries sustained from the crash. Pittsburgh Arts Council seeks artists for its upcoming art walk. Applications for booth spaces are currently open for artists, musicians, performers, organizations, writer's block, new kids zone, and poetry and fiction readings. Downtown businesses are also welcome to participate by staying open late, offering specials and discounts, and showcasing an artist or hosting a live band. April's Art Walk will take place the 26th from 5 to 9 p.m. in downtown Pittsburgh, Kansas. Pittsburgh area young professionals held a lunch and learn event yesterday. The public was welcome to join the Pittsburgh Police Department for the event and enjoy some lunch from Opie's. For event organizers, the day also provided an opportunity for other young professionals to network with their peers.
What I hope that they took away from it is the fact that they understand that bad things can happen. And we have to prepare for ourselves for just in case they do. Just have a different mindset potentially on what that looks like.
Matthew Campbell, a Pittsburgh State University police officer, also conducted a presentation on self-defense and safety. Bags to Riches returns to the four-state area. This year's annual fundraiser brought in the help of a professional auctioneer to help auction off purses for the Safe House Crisis Center in Pittsburgh. Such a serious fundraiser called for some serious fun, and the event featured a dining and drinks and the theme, an evening on the ranch.
You know, I think the evening on the ranch theme can be really interpreted in different ways. You can do more of a Western motif or more, I know some people were talking 90s country, so it's really kind of neat to see all of the different interpretations.
Safe House celebrated its 13th year hosting the Bags to Riches event.
We've got ourselves a relatively cold start out there, so quick look outside. Our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. There's the sun. We didn't see much of it yesterday, but we'll see plenty of it today. Clear skies out there this morning, and we may have a stray cloud here or there, but otherwise we're looking at a lot more sunshine than what we saw yesterday. MoDOT camera 20th and range line looking pretty good this morning as well. We do have these freeze warnings again for the entire area, and these will continue until 10 o'clock this morning. And with our lows tonight dropping low 30s, maybe upper 20s, we could see some additional freeze warnings or maybe some frost advisories out there this evening. So if you were protecting some plants last night, you may need to do so again tonight, but there's good news. It's going to warm up later. 26 in Joplin right now, 26 in Pittsburgh. Plentiful sunshine there as well. We got a light north breeze out there, so we do have some wind chills into the upper teens, but temperature-wise, we are low, mid, and upper 20s across the area, so a very cold start to the day for sure, but it is going to get better today. We're going to be about 10 degrees warmer as we go into the low to mid 50s out there. Abundant sunshine. Again, maybe a stray cloud or two here or there, but we're still not quite back to normal yet, but worry not. We're going to get back to normal and then well above normal in the coming days. We'll take a look at that, plus some thunderstorm chances this weekend in the full forecast a little later. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, Israel's defense minister meets with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin at the Pentagon amid heightened tensions between the U.S. and Israel over the next steps to take in Gaza. The meeting happening as Israel vows to press ahead with a planned ground invasion in Rafah, where thousands of Palestinians are sheltering. Fox News correspondent Trey Yingst has the story.
Growing fear in Rafah, where Israeli airstrikes killed more than a dozen people on Monday. Despite U.S. concerns, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is vowing to move forward with a planned ground invasion in the region, a move the U.S. is strongly discouraging, with officials saying it will cause unnecessary civilian harm and also deeply impact humanitarian aid to the Strip.
We believe that that kind of operation would hurt Israel's national security. It will leave Israel more isolated in the world.
The need for more aid was pushed by Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin Tuesday during a meeting with his Israeli counterpart in Washington.
In Gaza today, the number of civilian casualties is far too high, and the amount of humanitarian aid is far too low.
Austin not only calling for additional aid routes into Gaza, but also trying to ease tensions that were sparked after the U.S. abstained from a UN Security Council vote allowing a ceasefire resolution to pass.
The United States is Israel's closest friend, and that won't change.
The resolution prompted Prime Minister Netanyahu to cancel high-level meetings for his team in Washington this week to discuss strategy. It's a move that was praised today by Hamas's top leader during a surprise visit to Iran.
The UN resolution itself indicates that the Israeli occupation lives in unprecedented political isolation since the occupation of Palestine.
Meanwhile, in Rafah, more than 1 million Palestinians wait to see if a ground offensive will start and if evacuations will take place. In Tel Aviv, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Trump's legal battles continues ahead of the 2024 election. We'll have the most recent ruling and how it could affect the former president down the road.
Hi, my name is Dee Schaefer, and I'm the administrator at
Shop FletcherSubaru.com.
In Consumer Watch this morning, Visa and MasterCard agreed to reduce credit card fees as part of a long-running antitrust lawsuit. This settlement stems from a 2005 lawsuit which alleged merchants paid excessive fees to accept Visa and MasterCard credit cards. The merchants alleged Visa, MasterCard, and their banks acted in violation of antitrust laws. Now, Visa and MasterCard will cap fees paid by merchants through 2030 and negotiate their fees with merchant buying groups. The law firm that announced Tuesday's deal put the value of the savings in fees at close to $30 billion. Federal regulators are reportedly concluding investigations into TikTok over privacy and security concerns. Reports say the FTC would either file a lawsuit or settle with the Chinese-owned video app in the next few weeks. Reports saying back in 2020, the FTC, along with the Justice Department, started looking into claims of TikTok failing to uphold an agreement aimed at protecting children's privacy. This comes after the U.S. House passed a bill to ban TikTok, which now remains in the Senate. Uber is adding a new feature for its youngest riders. The company is launching Uber Car Seat, which allows users to request a vehicle with a car seat available. Uber says the new feature will make traveling for families stress-free. Car seat maker Nuna is working with a ride-share company to provide the car seats. The feature is currently available in New York City and Los Angeles. A New York judge is issuing a gag order on former President Trump ahead of his April 15th criminal trial. The restriction comes as Trump's Truth Social platform debuted on the stock market and as the clock ticks for the presumptive Republican presidential nominee to post a $175 million bond for the judgment in his civil fraud trial. Fox News correspondent CB Cotton is following it all from outside Trump Tower in New York.
The presiding judge in the criminal case against former President Donald Trump now barring Trump from speaking about witnesses, prosecutors, court staff, and jurors. Trump faces 34 charges of falsifying business records to conceal hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The defense team has argued any gag order would trample Trump's free speech rights, keeping him from making comments like this.
Colangelo is a radical left from the DOJ.
On Monday, the former president raging against one of the prosecutors in the case, Matthew Colangelo, after a judge ruled the trial would go on.
This is all done by Biden and the thugs that work for Biden.
Colangelo worked with New York Attorney General Letitia James' office in 2018. In 2021, Colangelo became acting Associate Attorney General of the DOJ during the Biden administration. Then he was hired by the Manhattan DA's office in the fall of 2022 to work on the hush money case, a resume Trump can no longer publicly attack. However, on his stock market success, he remains vocal. Trump's social media company debuting Tuesday with a new ticker, DJT, for trading, and a new title for the former president, now one of the world's 500 richest people on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Trump writing on Truth Social, quote, "I love Truth Social. I love the truth," just after shares of the parent company for the social media app jumped by more than 50% in the first day of trading on the NASDAQ, causing a trading halt for about 5 minutes.
As for the partial gag order in the former president's upcoming criminal trial, Trump's campaign is saying in part that the gag order prevents the former president from engaging in, quote, core political speech. And those are our top Consumer Watch stories this morning. Now let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
You owe $1,200 to upgrade to any new phone.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 7:43 now on this Wednesday morning. It's a live look from our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Looking great out there as the sun rises, clear skies and plentiful sunshine. Same from the MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline in Joplin. Of course, plentiful vehicles as well as we get this hump day commute underway. KDOT camera on 69 just south of Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh's just right back up over here. It is also looking great, plentiful sunshine out there. We could see a stray cloud here or there, but otherwise we got a pretty gorgeous day out there. However, it's cold, and as such we still have these freeze warnings, and these continue until 10 o'clock this morning for the entire region. And there's at least the possibility we could see additional freeze warnings or at least some frost advisories as we head into tonight, because it's going to get pretty darn chilly again tonight as well. Right now, 7th and Rangeline looking great so far, sitting at 26 in Joplin. Does feel like 19 with a light north-northeast breeze at 6, and we'll take that over those gusty winds we've had the last few days across the area. So we got that light northerly breeze putting our wind chills into the teens. Temperatures otherwise standing at about low 20s, mid 20s, and some upper 20s. Of course, you know, the further south you go, it gets a little warmer. And as that sun continues to climb, temperatures will continue to climb as well. All right, we got our morning underway. Mostly sunny skies. Again, maybe a couple of clouds here or there. And we'll be about 40 by 11 this morning. As we head into the afternoon, we're going to be about 10 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday, but still about 5-6 degrees off of where we should be as we go about 55 today with mostly sunny skies. And what's the best part here that I absolutely love, north breeze at about 5 to 10. No gusts, nothing crazy like that. It's going to be relatively pleasant out there, but a little bit on the chilly side. We'll be mostly clear through the evening. And of course, as the sun goes down, the temperatures will fall. And here's why you might want to still keep an eye on that outdoor vegetation again tonight. Low 30s, and some of us could go upper 20s tonight. So another pretty chilly night out there for us. Then we head into the weekend, and it's starting to look pretty fantastic. We're going to go low 60s tomorrow, so about where we should be. Could have some occasional wind gusts out of the south-southwest up to about 20. We're going to get a little windier Friday, Saturday, and into Easter. And our temperatures are going to get a little warmer as well, well above average, 80 by Easter Sunday. Now, Sunday, I want to go over a couple of things. One, we could see a few stray showers in the morning hours. So if you have an early morning Easter egg hunt, you may want to plan for it to be indoors or maybe set it back until, say, after 11 o'clock. Because after about that, the majority of our Easter Sunday is going to be pretty decent. A bit breezy. 80 degrees, so if you are doing anything outdoors, make sure you dress appropriately. Then, by Sunday evening and overnight, we're going to have a round of showers and thunderstorms. There's still a few days out, but we are looking at the potential for some strong, potentially severe storms late Sunday into Monday morning. So by the time the KOAM Morning News starts up again around, say, 5 a.m., we could still have some strong to severe thunderstorms ongoing. We'll get a break, and we'll go into the low 80s on Monday, and then we'll get another round of storms as we go Monday evening into the overnight, turning into some showers by Tuesday. So we're going to keep a close eye on all that for you. That system does make us a little cooler, upper 50s on Tuesday, but it's short-lived cool down compared to this one. We'll go right back to the mid-70s by next Friday. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Feels good to be
the biggest games on the best day of the week.
Fox Saturday Baseball returns Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
When a puppy was abandoned on the Colorado Springs streets, the Humane Society of the Pikes Peak region came to rescue it.
Little did one employee know this puppy was going to help him to propose to his girlfriend.
His name is Banjo, but it probably should be Cupid.
Because in just 10 weeks of life, he's gone from alone and homeless on the streets to helping his new mom and dad get engaged. Jason, who works at the Humane Society, had been trying to figure out for months how to propose to his girlfriend. When Banjo arrived as a 6-week-old stray, lightning struck. Or was it Cupid's arrow?
I just thought he was so cute, and so I'm like, I want to adopt this dog, and the gears started rolling, and I figured it would just be the cutest way to propose.
So first, he had to get a yes to question number 1.
Just sending me photos after photo after photo, just, here's this puppy, he's really cute, I need him.
Then it was time to get the puppy proposal in place for question number 2.
I went and got his tag engraved with the "Will you marry me?" and I was hiding it around in my work backpack for about a whole week, hoping she wouldn't find it. And it was.
And after 2 weeks, Banjo was old enough to be adopted.
Jason was like, I want to be the one to bring him home. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Now, did you have any idea he was planning to propose?
I did not.
I set up the camera once she was on her way home and got ready for, one of the biggest moments of my life.
He hands me the puppy and I'm just so excited. And then when he tells me to look at the dog tag, I'm just like, oh, cool, he got the dog tag already.
Look how cute the little tag is on me. I mean, I'm going to cute tag. Will you marry me?
Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. I started crying. I was speechless.
I felt just a lot of joy, like everything was right in the world.
Proposing via puppy is the best proposal ever.
So congratulations to Jason, Julia, and Banjo.
Well, the couple says Banjo is going to be in their wedding as a ring bearer.
Well, that certainly makes sense.
Yes.
I mean, he's already helped this far. Why not have him help a little bit more?
That'll be adorable to see. I wonder if we'll get another story on Banjo.
I'm sure that we will.
Yeah.
And we've got one more look at your forecast. Well, we got another one after this. But let's take a look at those freeze warnings that we have out there. Again, these are for the entire area, and they continue until 10 o'clock this morning. And that's because, well, it's cold. It's below freezing. We're sitting at 26 in Joplin, 27 in Pittsburgh. However, as you can see, abundant sunshine out there. We could have a few stray clouds today. Otherwise, not bad. Temperatures this morning, low, mid, and upper 20s as we get this day underway. And we are heading for highs in the mid 50s today with mostly clear skies across the region. We're going to have a, I just watched this clock change. I want to be sure. Is that right? Okay, sorry, it was counting down to 0 rather quickly, and so I was going through, okay, I've got a couple of seconds. Well, we're going to have mostly clear skies out there as we head through today. It's going to also be a lot better wind-wise. We're talking north breeze about 5 to 10 miles an hour, so it'll make it feel a little cooler, but not bad. 10 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday, still about 5-6 degrees off of the norm. However, we do have some thunderstorm chances we're watching this weekend, in addition to a much warmer weekend. We're going to talk about all of that in detail and the news you need to know right after this.
This Upper Hayford in England. We are proud to salute Robert Jones, a 4-state hero.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The Missouri State Treasurer Vivek Malik announced he will run for re-election. Malik took office as state treasurer in January 2023 by appointment from Governor Mike Parson. He says the job is about public service. Malik met with Joplin residents yesterday during an event at the Holiday Inn. Pittsburgh area young professionals held a lunch and learn event yesterday. The public was welcome to join the Pittsburgh Police Department for the event and enjoy some lunch from Opie's. For event organizers, the day also provided an opportunity for other young professionals to network with their peers. And Bags to Riches returns to the 4-state area. This year's annual fundraiser brought in the help of a professional auctioneer to help auction off purses for the Safe House Crisis Center in Pittsburgh. Safe House celebrated its 13th year hosting the Bags to Riches event.
All right, so we got highs mid-50s today, mostly sunny skies, north breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. We'll stay mostly clear through the evening, and once the sun sets, temperatures fall, so watch that outdoor vegetation again. Low 30s, some of us could go upper 20s out there. Then this is what I want to talk to you about. So we're going to warm up. We're going to be breezy tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and into Easter. By Easter morning, a few stray showers are possible out there, and then late evening, overnight into Monday morning, we have a system coming through. Could bring us some strong, potentially severe thunderstorms, so something we're going to keep a very close eye on. We'll have a pause in activity in the afternoon hours on Monday, and then by Monday afternoon and evening, we could see additional strong storms out there. So something to keep an eye on in the latter half of the Easter weekend. Otherwise, leading up to it, it's going to be pretty great. Nice temperatures, just a bit on the breezy side.
All right, thanks, Chris. The official stamps for the Olympic and Paralympic Games were unveiled yesterday in Paris. Designers said the official stamp celebrates the Olympics and the City of Lights, a century after the 1924 Summer Olympic Games.
Measuring 31 by 52 millimeters, the stamp will bear the international postage price of €1.96 euros, or $2.12 in America. There will be 800,000 copies of this stamp, which will be on sale to the public from April 5th, or starting April 5th, for the French Postal Service, La Poste said. Okay, let's get yourself a new stamp.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm not sure I said that right at all, but
I liked it. It was good.
All right. Well, hey, good enough for me. Good enough for you folks at home. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We will be back today at noon with more news and weather.
Have a great rest of your morning.